Hello all. In this tutorial, we are discussing about the last condition. Okay, last type of condition in conditional statements in Python. Sorry. Yeah, we are discussing about last type of conditional statement. That is nothing but if-elif-else. Okay, that is nothing but if-elif-else conditions. That means, so in conditional statements, when we go to when we will go for this third type of conditional statement means whenever we have multiple conditions to handle in just one scenario. Okay, in one of the scenario we have to handle multiple conditions. Okay, multiple conditions, then we will go for this concept called as if-elif-else. Okay, in other languages, okay, in other languages like C, Java, there this elif will be considered as else if. Okay, this else elif is considered as else if. But in Python we have this special keyword called as elif. Okay, elif means else if only, but in shortcut we designed in such a way that we have to call as elif. Okay, it is elif. So whenever we have multiple conditions to handle, okay, whenever we have multiple conditions to handle, that time we uses this if-elif-else. Okay, now let us see the syntax first, and then we will move to the ideally, and we will understand how this will work with one or two examples. Yeah, let us see now. Suppose if this is the syntax. Okay, suppose if this is the syntax. Now see, in if, okay, in if we will have one condition. Okay, if we will have one condition, if that condition, okay, if whatever the condition that we kept inside if block, okay, is satisfied, means the code present inside if block will get executed. Suppose that condition got failed, okay, that condition got false, means then cursor will go to this second, okay, will go to this second block, that is nothing but elif block. Okay, cursor will move to the second block, that is nothing but elif block. So in elif block, okay, in elif block, again we will have one more condition. Okay, in elif block, one more, again we will have one more condition. So whenever this if condition failed, okay, whenever the above if condition failed, then what happens means it will, okay, our code will come to the second condition, that is nothing but elif condition. Okay, okay, suppose if that elif condition got satisfied, okay, suppose the second one, that is nothing but elif. Okay, if suppose if second elif condition got satisfied, then the code present inside this elif block will get executed. Okay, code present inside elif block will get executed when elif condition is getting satisfied. Suppose both elif and if, okay, suppose if both elif and if are completely not satisfied, okay, if both are returning false, I mean if both are becoming false, then what happens, ultimately it will move to the else block, and in else block whatever the code present, that will get executed. Okay, that will get executed. Here I want to cover you one more point, that for if and else, okay, in if-elif-else, if and else will be only one. Okay, if and else conditions will be present only once, but elif conditions can contain multiple. Okay, we can have multiple elif conditions present inside one scenario. Okay, now let us see how this will work in ideally for one or two examples. Okay, yeah, let's move to ideally. Okay, now let us try to understand, write a program. We are writing a program to compare two numbers. Okay, to compare two numbers. So to compare two numbers, first let me take two numbers. Think that those two numbers are nothing but a and b. So since they are numbers, directly I am taking with the help of this int function, using this input function. So enter number a. Okay, enter number a. Okay, and second one is nothing but b. Okay, here it is like something like enter number b. Okay, if a greater than b. Okay, if a greater than b, now in this condition, okay, in this condition, what it will be, it will be like we can print like a is greater than b. We have some other condition like elif. Here we are writing another condition called elif. Elif means we can write b greater than b greater than a. So in this condition, okay, in this condition if this condition is satisfied, then we can print saying that b is greater than a. Okay, in this condition we can write b is greater than e. Now let us write write the last block. In that we will write we can write both a and b are equal. Okay, both a and b are equal. That means we can if these two conditions are not satisfied, that means whenever when these conditions when these will not satisfy, whenever we don't whenever these two values are equal, then only these two conditions won't get satisfied. Okay, so that scenario I'm considering inside else block. So that means if these two conditions got failed, means obviously I'm going into else block and saying that this is okay, both a and b are equal, like that. Now let's run and see how this will work. Okay, now I'm entering a value. A value is something like 10. B value is also 10. Sorry. Yeah. Now think that a value is 10 and b value is also 10. So this condition 10 greater than 10, this is what? False. Okay, 10 greater than 10, this is false, and this is also false. Okay, this is also false. But in this scenario what happens? Both the above conditions are getting failed. Okay, both conditions above present are getting failed. That means obviously this third one is passed. So else block will get executed. See, whatever the code present inside else block is getting executed. Let's run for another scenario. Yeah, suppose if a value is 10 and b value is 5. So in this case what happens? A value is 10 and b value is 5. So 10 greater than 5. So if condition is getting satisfied. Okay, if condition is getting satisfied, that means code present inside if block. Okay, code present inside if block is getting executed. So it is present like a is greater than b, so that will be my output. A is greater than b, so that will be my output. So in this way we can apply if-elif-else condition. Okay, in this way we can apply if-elif-else condition to check to compare two numbers. Okay, now let us move to the another example where we can write where we can write about if-elif-else condition for one more example. We'll see for one more example, and then we will wrap up. Now we will see the second example in if-elif-else condition that we will see now. Okay, we are writing a program. Okay, write a program. Okay, write a program to check whether a number is even or odd. Okay, to check whether a number is even or odd, that we are checking now. So if you want to check whether a number is even or odd, how can we check? Means if that number is divisible by 2. Okay, if the number is divisible by 2 and the remainder is 0. Okay, whenever the number is divisible by 2 and the remainder is 0, then in that case we can consider that number as a even number. But now let us try to write that code for that. Okay, so now since we want to check whether a number is even or not, so let us take that number from the user. Okay, so number, int of input of enter a number. So we are taking a number from the user. okay, if that number, okay, if that number initially equals to 0, okay, if it is equal to 0. Yeah, actually in general mathematics, okay, in general mathematics what we'll do means 0 we will consider as neither negative or now positive, but here we are following a certain rule, right? So what is the rule we are following here? Here we are following that if the number is okay, whenever the number divided with 0, if it is giving remainder 0, then it is considered as a even number. So here for the 0 condition, since it is since the remainder is 0, so we are considering 0 also even for now, okay. So print, okay, so number we are taking, number is even, okay. Suppose number percentile 2, okay, number percentile 2, that means whenever, okay, that means whenever the number divided with 2, okay, that means whenever the number divided with 2, if it is equal to 0, okay, when the number divides with 2, if it is giving the remainder 0, then also, okay, even in that case also yeah, even in that case also we can, okay, even in that case also we can say that it is even number. So let me print and see, okay, even in that case also we can okay, we can say that it is even number. Now let us move to the last condition, okay. When it divides okay, when that number divides with 2, if the remainder is not 0, then obviously it is odd number. So number is odd, okay, number is odd. Now let's run and see how that works. So whenever I enter number 0, if it is okay, if condition is getting satisfied, so it will say that 0 is even, okay. Now whenever I'm entering second condition, that is nothing but 10, okay. So 10 divided by 2, it is equal to 5 and remainder is 0, so even in this case it is even, 10 is even. Now let's run the other scenario, okay. If the number is 5, okay, enter the number is 5, and if that 5 is divided with 2, okay, whenever that 5 is divided with 2, if the remainder is not 0, even in that case it is okay, if the okay, yeah, if the remainder is not equal to 0, then it is odd number. So in this case it is remainder not equal to 0, so this is odd number, so 5 is odd. So in this way we can work with this if else. So it's not mandatory that we have to put only one if condition. Suppose in our scenario, okay, in a scenario where we are writing code for multiple suppose in some scenarios we have to handle multiple conditions. So in that scenario, okay, we can write n, okay, we can write n number of elif conditions, okay, we can write n number of elif conditions in just one code. I hope all of you understand this if elif else conditions. Thank you so much. Bye.